Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 in today's series of 3 videos showing you how I created some lovely, fun artwork for my art journal using the Jane Davenport and Spellbinders Making Faces collection. So make sure you check out video number 1, and then after you watch this, the next video, video number 3, and you can also check out my unboxing video and swatching if you haven't already, so you can see exactly each and every product, how the packaging looks like. You can find these at Micheal's, and I'm going to hit all the Micheal's stores in the Phoenix area where I'm going to in just a few days, so very excited. Okay, so I'm starting with the Not Quite a Blank Slate set, and this is a pack of specialty mixed media surfaces. So these come 10 in a pack. 5 already have artwork on them, like you see. Jane's beautiful, beautiful illustrations that you can color in. And then 5 are blank. So I already show how I painted a few of these in video number 1. And what I wanted to do now, I kept this in the chronological order of my playtime. And after I used the pastels on another girl, I fell in love with them. Really, really fell in love with them. So I wanted to paint this girl just using the pastels. And you can see already that they also blend beautifully just on the paper. So you don't need to get a good blend for these. Unlike crayons, you don't need a layer of paint. They blend beautifully already on the paper. So I think the only thing that you need is paper that is not like glossy or super, super smooth, but every other surface you can use these pastels and they will blend beautifully. I mean, we're like 2 minutes into this video. I did speed it up a little bit, but I mean, it's just so fast and so easy. So this one, unlike the other girls, I really kept her simple and basically kept the background white, also of her face, but you can definitely add a layer of skin tone paint and work with that. I just really wanted to focus on the pastels for this particular page. So I also wanted to create this background, and I love how it turned out. It was super, super easy, you can see, and I think it looks great. I mean, seriously, just getting that easy blend with these is fantastic. It's super, super easy and simple, and anyone can do this. This was a new product to me, so you can really see how easy it is to use. I didn't practice off camera. I just dove right in, and these are fantastic. If you think this is something that you would enjoy, I highly, highly recommend them. So just adding some more shadows, kind of building that depth, but I'm going to keep that one pretty simple. So here I decided, okay, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to try and make my own artwork. It is very, very fun and easy to use Jane's artwork because it's so, so beautiful, and it kind of takes away that pressure of painting something good because she already did that for you, and you can just enjoy coloring it in. But you also get some blank sheets in this pack, so I decided I was going to be brave. And I started with a layer of paint from the Matchmaker set, so you get some beautiful skin tones, and now I'm going to build my sketch. Now my style is different from Jane's, and I think that's what makes it, interesting. I highly encourage you to try this yourself. And my biggest tip, I think, would be not to get frustrated and not to give up if things don't turn out exactly the way you want them immediately. So I feel like a lot of the success factor in this process of painting faces is building layers. Now, some people are great at just making a quick sketch that looks amazing. I think, there are some great examples for that. And if that's the look you want, then, definitely go for it. For me, I find that usually my first sketch, I feel like it needs more. And there is that stage in between until things start to come together that can get frustrating. You're adding color, you're painting, you already kind of put the main features, and it looks just, meh. It's okay, but it's nothing too exciting. You have to keep going. That's what I feel like. I feel like when you're working with these type of products, unlike watercolor, that I do a lot of work in watercolor. In watercolor, we're always worried about overworking things, especially if you prefer kind of a more loose, fluid style. And that is definitely something that I worry about. But when I'm working with, pastels, color sticks, paint, pencils, I really find that I have to work in layers, and it takes time to get a result that I like, and you have to kind of push through it. Sometimes what helps me is to take a break and let things dry and kind of marinate, and then come back with fresh eyes. So here, I felt like the eyes, I was just kind of overworking them. I didn't know what to do because I didn't wait for things to dry. The paint was kind of moving around, and you saw it kind of became a bit of a mess. So step away or move to another area of your painting, and don't get frustrated. Just wait. Let it sit a bit, and then come back and try again and try to make things better. So another important thing for me is adding some details. And the way I like to add details is to pick certain focal points in my artwork and add the most amount of detail, like the most detail or many details to those areas. And with faces, it tends to be the eyes, mostly the eyes. The eyes would have the most detail, and then also the mouth, the nose, and kind of the perimeters of the face, but definitely the eyes, because that's the place we're drawn to. That's where we look, when you see a face. Also in real life, I'm not just talking about a drawing, you go straight for the eyes, right? They're the most interesting feature, the windows to the soul. So I like to have certain areas with more details and then keep the rest rather simple. Here you see, I just started again. I was enjoying these pastels so much. So I was just playing with them, and without any sketching, without any drawing, just playing with the pastels. And I think the great thing you can do with these is really explore shading, because you can get such soft lines, and you can build the colors so gradually. It really depends how much you pick on your blender there. You can get very soft colors, very soft blend, and kind of build that depth and definition and have a lot of fun with it. So I think this is a good opportunity to explore the shadows in a face and kind of learn what you like, what looks good, which areas are more shaded, and just have fun with it. So here I went a little bit overboard. I don't really like that black border that I created. It was very soft before, and I felt like this was just a little bit too harsh, but what are you going to do? So this was more of like a playtime. This didn't turn out to be like a finished piece, but I just wanted to show you. So here I added kind of a lot of water to this surface without adding some paint, and it did kind of, how would I say it? The paper started to kind of fall apart a little bit. So I definitely feel this surface works best with a layer of paint to protect the paper. Or if you're just working with something like, pencils or pastels, then, and you don't get it wet, that would work well too. Okay, so I took the quill pen, which you can see there, just the edge of it next to my hand, which I absolutely adore. And I made this super quick sketch, kind of inspired by one of Jane's drawings. I encourage you to just go for it. This face is not perfect at all. It's not one of my favorites, but it was quick. I had fun. And yeah, I kind of, I showed myself, hey, I can do that too. So it was just going with that quill pen. There's no going back with it. That ink is permanent, super black. And yeah. And then I just went rainbow on the hair because anything rainbow makes me happy. So I grabbed my mermaid markers and just added a lot of color and had a lot of fun with this. And of course you can just paint over the whole thing, just paint it white or whatever color you want if you hate what you created. That's the fun thing about using paints. But I also want to encourage you to be brave and don't be so hard on yourself. Draw a face. It might be crooked. It might be not the most attractive face that you wanted or envisioned, but I feel like we can make up for it with colors that we love, with some detail, with some shadows, and yeah, get away with it and learn to love our own artwork. I mean, I love having the possibility to use also Jane's artwork and using, her stencils and her stamps. But I also like to combine it with my own creations, and you just have to go for it. I mean, learning to paint faces, I really believe anyone can do it, but it takes some practice. And also, just accepting the fact that your faces, the faces you draw, are unique. And they, that's the good part. We don't want to make everything look the same. That would be super boring. So just embrace. I mean, for me, for example, for the life of me, I can't make my eyes straight or my faces symmetrical. And I have embraced it because who has actually a symmetrical face? I mean, maybe like supermodels, but even nobody is perfectly symmetrical. So I just think we should embrace our own artwork and kind of use the tools that we have and the beautiful products that artists make for us to enhance them and learn from them and kind of make everything work together. So super, super important detail for me is white highlights using a white gel pen. It makes a huge difference. Trust me, if you haven't tried this, you have to. You don't have to use a gel pen. You can use gesso, white paint, a paint pen, anything white that you have in your stash. And just bring that detail. It makes a huge difference in the eyes because it makes them sparkle. It makes them look alive. And you'll see that better in some close-up shots. Yeah, you have to do it. You need that contrast, like especially in the eyes, like the irises, that black of the pupils and then the white of the highlight. It makes a huge, huge difference. So I'm just adding some color, adding some details, having fun with it. The ink in the quill pen, if you work fast, you can smudge it a little bit, but once dry, it's permanent. So here are some close-ups at the things I created in this video. I had so much fun. I will see you in video number 3 where we put everything together. See you then.